Hey y'all, I hope this video finds you well and that your classes are starting to wrap up well and getting ready for actual summer. I also hope you are staying healthy. So in this short video, I'm just going to take you through our case study number 2. I'm going to explain what this assignment is, show you the description of the assignment, the rubric, an example that I have created, and try to explain things that might look confusing to you. So let's go over to Canvas. So I am in student mode, so your page, at least on the browser, should look something like this. So you're going to see this pop up in your to-do list over here. So we're going to want to click on this. Sorry, I am not used to this annotate. We're going to go to case study number 2. And so you can see what the assignment is here. So first off, just a reminder that this was originally intended to be a group assignment. So if you want to team up with a friend or a couple friends on this, that is more than fine. However, a lot of you in your survey answers before our remote learning started said that you would prefer just to do individual work. So you do not have to group up, but you have the option if you want to. So that's that reminder. This video explainer is where I'm going to post the video that I'm recording right now. So in terms of what you're doing in this case study, so what is a case study? It is like when we did our Super Bowl case study, we took an event. At that time, we were talking a lot about broadcast and live sporting events and TV. And so we took an event and we broke it down into lots of different elements of that event. Social media coverage, the broadcast, the play-by-play and the color commentary. We broke it down into all of its individual pieces and we analyzed it. So we are going to do the same thing in this second case study. However, this time, since we have moved out of that broadcast realm, we're going to be thinking about public relations and marketing and sports information. So pretty much the first 4 modules of this remote learning period. Well, I guess the middle 3, because the first module was about coronavirus. But so we are going to be thinking about this in terms of public relations, marketing, advertising, sports information. So first, you want to select your topic, identify a sports organization of your choice. It can be whatever. It can be a team that you are a fan of or just some other organization that you are interested in. But step 2 is you do need to identify an issue or a crisis that this organization has dealt with in the past or is currently dealing with. So many of you are going to probably choose scandals, so like the sign stealing scandal or domestic abuse scandal. That is perfectly fine. You can also think about an issue, which if you remember, an issue is something that is kind of ongoing. And the issue itself does not necessarily cause public outrage, but if it is something that is causing public outrage, then we want to think about this as a crisis or a scandal. You could also choose coronavirus as your issue or your crisis in terms of the sports organization. So again, choosing your topic, then identifying your crisis. Then I want you to do a little bit of digging, and I want you to find 5 texts. First, an information text, which we are covering in this current module, April 20th to April 24th. We are talking about sports information, which is a kind of public relations, but you're going to want to just grab a mission statement, a media guide, even just the website, about us page. That is considered to be an information text. Then you're going to want to find a marketing text. So something that is promotional, something that is advertising the brand, advertising the team, advertising the season, whatever it may be. Then you are going to look for a press release. You can often find these right from the organization's website. They are most of the time just called press releases or statements, like statement regarding COVID-19. Then you are going to identify some piece of journalism that is covering this crisis or this issue. Can be news article, print online. It could be a documentary, although that would be a lot of work. So think about that. A broadcast package, anything that has something to do with the issue or crisis. And with a documentary, I don't want to discourage you from it. I just don't want you to spend all of your time trying to like unpack the entire documentary. You can use it and just see what you get from it. And then finally, social media texts. So tweets, Instagram posts, Snapchat, whatever. All of these texts have to be about the same thing. So you can't just find all 5 of these and have them be about different things. So you've got to keep it focused on your team and on your issue. So then once you have identified these things, I just want basically one paragraph that summarizes what your topic is, what the texts are, and include links throughout. So here's an example here in this Google Doc. I just came up with a random example. And what I want you to emulate here is just the hyperlinking. It's easy. You can also do this in Microsoft Word and not just Google Docs. If you highlight and right click, well, actually highlight and hit this little link button. In Word, you right click. And you can just cut and paste your link there. So here's my topic, links to the organization. Here's the crisis, a link to some, news story about it. Here's the mission statement, a marketing campaign, a press release, tweets, and then an enterprise journalism article. So that's step 1. Just tell me what the case study is. And then in step 2, you are going to just look at all of these things. So step 2 is where you're just really reading and looking and trying to figure out what is going on in these texts. Step 3 is where you're actually writing up your analysis. So you can organize it a couple ways. You can go theory by theory, incorporate the texts, or go text by text and incorporate the theories. And be sure to cite your 5 course readings, which I'll get to in a second, in the text and in the reference list. And then I have a sample reference list here. So back to the directions. So that might have been a little confusing because I did that out of order. In terms of my example gets a little too far ahead. So once you've chosen your topic and your text, you are going to analyze it. And in 2 to 3 pages, you are going to be analyzing the case in terms of communication theories. So you've got to apply 2 or more of the following that we've talked about all semester: agenda setting, framing, crisis communication, image repair stuff, relationship marketing, corporate social responsibility, fan identification, branding, etc. And so in your analysis, you are going to be explaining how these texts, whether it's a press release, whether it's an advertising campaign, are utilizing these kind of principles that we're learning about in these theories. So like principles of a good marketing campaign, principles of a good enterprise journalism article, principles of crisis communication. How are they using these things in their communication? And are they using them well? Are they effective? And then you are going to need to cite at least 5 of the course readings. Now, these are going to be mostly to help you with the theory. So you don't need to just cite a bunch of stuff that's not actually going to help you. So for example, if you are going to be looking mainly at crisis communication, then 2 or 3 of your 5 citations here could be about crisis communication. They don't have to be about just random things. Like they should be helping you understand and apply the theory. And then you'll include a reference page in APA format. And in terms of the rubric, basically, if you just look at the description above, I have it broken down into point values for each of those categories. Topic is 20 points. Your research, so those 5 readings, that's 15 points. The theories themselves in terms of relevance and your level of comprehension of them, 10 points. The quality of your analysis is 35 points. Structure is 10 points, and then writing mechanics and formatting is 10 points to get us to 100 points. Now, this is a bigger project, but I want to just remind you that this is kind of functioning as our final exam. So this is where you can demonstrate to me that you can look at a sports organization, you can look at 5 different examples of communication, and tell me what's going on in them from a communication perspective. This is where you show me that you've learned something in the course. So I eliminated the final exam, I eliminated the final portfolio project, and I eliminated case study 3. So, if we were in class together, we would have been doing much, much more. So even though this one looks kind of big, it is kind of our cumulative, comprehensive, final thing that you're doing. And in terms of just reminding you about these deadlines, so all of your coursework in terms of the quizzes and the discussions, that's due on May 1st. And because then we do have finals week, technically. And your case study 2 will be due on May 4th, which is Monday of finals week. I do have to have grades for seniors in by Wednesday. So I cannot accept anything after that date. So again, you've got until May 1st to complete all of your coursework. You've got until May 4th to do this case study. Please, please, please let me know if you want to meet with me on Zoom to talk about this project, or if you have any questions. I hope this video was helpful, but I understand that it is much easier when you're just meeting with someone to go over it. So please let me know. And that's it for this video.